Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we're going to be reviewing Harley's Little Black Book, Issue 5. Alright, so before we start this comic, this is in honor of the greatest, Muhammad Ali. As you can see by the cover, this is basically a Harley Quinn retelling of the fight between Superman and Muhammad Ali. However, insert Harley Quinn and a bunch of aliens. So, just having a glorious day on the beach, sun and fun for Harley Quinn, until an alien lord pops up. And he and Big T have some issues. And they have a little bit of an argument until he backhands Big Tony. So you don't disrespect one of Harley's best friends. Of course not. So Harley knocks him right off of his little alien hoverboard thing. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, we get to see Superman. And he senses something's wrong. So in lieu of being able to use a phone booth, he has to use a porta potty. Yep. Because how else is he going to be able to change in public? So there's this great panel right there. It's really funny. And then he finds out there are hundreds of ships covering all around the Earth. And of course he knows that something bad's going on. So he goes to find this alien arguing with Harley on the beach. And he's discussing that Harley Quinn is one of the most fierce and dangerous individuals on the planet. And that right now, the entire world is encircled by a number of his warships, and it will be destroyed if she refuses to serve as champion of the Earth. Then, of course, we get to see Superman. Superman is not very happy with him at all, of course, and why would he be? So, basically, he threatens Staten Island. He's going to destroy Staten Island. Well, of course, Superman's going to save it. Harley basically tells the alien that he's an idiot because Staten Island's really close, and Superman's just going to show up twice as pissed as before after saving it, which, of course, he does. And basically he tells him that he is going to serve as the champion of the Earth, and Superman's told that he can't do that. He's not an Earthling, he's Kryptonian. So we get to see a little bit of an argument back and forth between Harley and Superman as to who should serve as champion for the Earth. Big Tony is basically telling Harley to shut up and say, no, Superman will serve as champion, right? Because, of course, Big T doesn't want to die. He's not an idiot. And Harley's saying she can do it. She's got this down. It doesn't matter if she's got superpowers or not. She's got this down. She could totally do it. Well, ultimately they decide that within 24 hours, Harley and Superman will have a boxing match to see who will serve as champion. So Superman brings Harley to his Fortress of Solitude, where he takes her into another it's like this weird world. He uses one of his many Kryptonian superpowered balls. Yes, insert Superman balls jokes. Yeah, that's what Connor means for it. But Harley pockets a number of these Kryptonian balls, which we get to find out earlier on in the series. I'm hoping later on in the series as well.
So Harley Quinn totally took Superman's balls.
Yes, she did.
Singer.
Yes, she did. But they go into this other world where his powers are not a part of it, and anything and everything can happen. So Harley knocks his ass out like that. And then she's got a pretty long period of time left to her own devices. So, of course, We're going to see craziness ensue. Honestly, I would have loved to have read this comic. Just seeing all of the crazy shenanigans that are going on within Harley's mind here. We get to see Power Girl at this time. Power Girl and Wonder Woman arm wrestling. We get to see a number of the Leaguers. We get to see Poison Ivy. We get to see Catwoman. Deadman's there. There's singing going on. There's gambling. There's cheering. Man-Bat's there hanging out. And Superman's like, what in the world happened when I was gone? Well, she said that he blacked out and she had a long period of time to wait for him. Well, alien droids showed up and stated that both Harley and the Kryptonian have cheated, so they're taking them now. And yeah, 22 hours aboard, Ming left her own devices. Anyway, they don't explain all of that, and we get to see Harley arguing with the robots, and they're discussing whether or not they in fact cheated. And the robot tells her that it has a lifetime battery. It can go at this forever if she wants to continue to argue. Ultimately, they decide to go along, and they're preparing for the fight. And they get to meet the champion that one of them will be battling, which is Hunka. So Harley introduces herself to Hunka and then whispers in Superman's ear that she's more than willing to take a dive in the second round because she really has no desire to go one-on-one against the not-so-jolly Green Giant. That's when the alien lord basically tells her that he can hear every word that they're saying, and if one of them doesn't seem to be putting up their best efforts, that their planet will be destroyed. We get to see a little bit of the rest of the galaxy. We get to see the other aliens going on. Both Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane have this really awkward moment of they're there to broadcast, and what happens if the Earth is destroyed and they're the only two humans left over? Are they going to have to repopulate? It's really creepy. I didn't understand the reason for that joke, but it was thrown in there anyway. So we go through and we actually get to see the fight between Harley Quinn and Superman. And for a period of time, it seems like it's a pretty evenly matched fight without his powers. I love the panel work here. This is just exactly what you'd expect out of a Neil Adams art piece. It is fantastic. I love to see them actually fighting. And then Harley starts to get the upper hand. Harley is basically like, they put out the joke that she's using rabbit punches, but she's literally punching like a rabbit. So, jackhammer in it. Anywho, she beats the Man of Steel, which no one was expecting. Until, of course, it goes to actually taking him away, and she tells all the aliens that no one is to touch him, that the Earthlings will handle their own, and she will kill anyone who tries to lay a hand on the Man of Steel. Then there's a little bit of an argument between her and the alien lord. The alien lord's basically saying that he never agreed to returning Superman home. She tells him that that's fine. She's not going to fight. And with all the sports fans outside, does he really think he's going to survive this little duo if he doesn't have a fight going on? So ultimately, he decides to send Superman away. And another way to try to show up Harley, he also takes Jimmy Olsen away. Then we get to see the official weigh-in between Harley and Hunka. They announce Hunka's weight of 2,001 pounds of pure muscle, and then they go to announce Harley's official weight, and Harley knocks his ass out and basically tells him that her weight is none of their friggin' business. Then we get to see this glorious announcer. She is going to be there to resolve that it's going to be nothing but fair play in this contest, and her name is Pallas Athleia. Anywho, everyone is obsessed with how beautiful she is, and everyone loves her. But the alien lord spent a lot of money on these new robots, and he doesn't need her, so he vaporizes her, which is perceived by a lot of boos from the crowd, Hunka and Harley, and they're all pissed off about it. Well, back in the brig, we get to see that Jimmy Olsen is pulling off a mask, a lot like in Scooby-Doo with the villain. However, it's Superman, and he's got one of the Kryptonian super balls that Harley has stolen from his Fortress of Solitude, and that ball was enough to actually heal him and give him his full powers back. So he goes about attacking a bunch of the aliens that mean to destroy Earth, and we get to see the actual fight between Harley and Hunka. Harley's kind of getting knocked around. However, she decides that's it. It's wartime. She's taking off the gloves, and she's going to go full crazy on him. So she starts going bare knuckles against him until she pantses him. Of course, because, it's Harley in a fight here. She's going to go for it. Then we get to see her finally knock him out of the ring. And the alien lord decides that she won with trickery, and he's going to destroy the planet Earth as payback. So all of the crowd is booing him and stating that that's not fair how he's treating her and how he's going to destroy her planet, and that he destroyed Palace Athley and they want to kill him, including Hunka, and they all decide to attack him, and he dies screaming that they can't do this and he's their leader. So we get to see Superman and Harley talking about whether or not they should save him, and Harley basically says this is between him and his people. Just let them resolve it. So they fly back home, and they're discussing how they worked well together. And Superman asks for the rest of his Kryptonian balls back. And he asks if she actually returned them all, and she says, "What? After all this, you don't trust me?" And he apologizes, and they go home, which he really shouldn't have trusted her, because if you've read Harley Quinn's Little Black Book, if you've seen issue 4, you know that isn't all of their Kryptonian balls, and I'm fairly certain she still has more. So let's hope they pop back up into continuity with the rest of the series, because that would be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Harley Quinn's Little Black Book. I hope you are just as much as I am. I know it's crazy. I know it's her being able to interact with basically anyone and everyone from the world of DC. I love all of the different characters she's able to pal around with and have moments with that she wouldn't be able to otherwise. Give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me what some of your favorite parts were about it. Are you excited that they did this to dedicate it to Muhammad Ali as much as I was? Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.